We will start with a live session in less than a minute. Hello everyone and welcome to today's Let's Get Technical series session where I will be discussing with you the stocks where you have active positions. Usually I take the Let's Get Technical series on Wednesdays, but yesterday I had a personal appointment because of which I couldn't do the session. So that is the reason why we are doing this today. Usually the session takes place every Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. I might sound a little funny to you because I have a thing today, but feel free to drop the name of the stocks where you have active positions, and if possible also tell me at what price you bought it so I can take a look at the charts and tell you what should be your trailing stop loss and target level. See, the market has rallied quite a bit since the last 1 month, and as a result of that, managing your active positions is very important to make sure that your capital is being utilized in the most effective manner. I personally do the same for my position. If you're a repeat audience, you probably know that I'm predominantly a swing trader, which means I basically buy stocks, hold them for maybe few weeks or few months, and once they've given the kind of rally which is good enough for me or triggered my stop loss, I will get out of the position. How I go about doing this is I use my technical analysis skills to identify a good support level, and just below that support level I place my stop losses. Of course, there are some downsides to this process. It does happen that sometimes my stop losses get triggered and the stock continues to rally. We can't do anything about that. Sometimes it also happens that I set the buy order but did not get triggered and the stock continued to rally. There are lots of missed opportunities, but what happens is that maintaining a system allows me to make sure that when the market is acting against me, my capital is still secure. It helps me manage my risk a lot better, and when the market is on a sideways or a downside momentum, my long only strategy does not get butchered, which means despite of a string of trades where everything goes wrong, the loss is still very manageable. So I feel very passionately about what I do, and so I help people in the way I can. As a result of this, I've created my own Telegram community where I constantly respond to messages sent by the participants of the group and help them out with trailing stop losses. If you think this is something which sounds interesting, or if you think you would be if you think you would like to be part of this community, please click okay please click on the link which I've shared in the comments and you can join my Telegram channel. Now I can see that in the comments some people have already shared the name of some of the stocks which they would like to get analyzed. So without much delay, let's move towards the stocks. So we have Ankit, he is asking for Graphite India. Okay. So you should be able to see my screen, and that's the Graphite India chart. So wonderful rally in Graphite India. Ankit, you have not indicated. Okay, so you want basically fresh entry. Okay, so as you want that, so see, fresh entry is not recommended right now, but because if you do a fresh entry right now, your stop loss will have to be quite big. I mean, it's impossible to make a fresh entry with a stop loss anywhere higher than 292, right? Because see, the RSI oscillator has been around the level of 30 quite around the level of 70-80 since quite a while, and due to that I believe that anytime soon it should want to correct back. Now let me just take a look and see if you can also see the trend lines. See, these trend lines are drawn on the basis of long-term analysis, and as you can see, the stock has already taken resistance and stopped moving up since today itself. Not a very good idea to make a fresh entry. I would suggest you avoid Graphite India. So we have Deepak. He's saying that he's long on Edelweiss. Since the 2nd of May to May 30 for target of 73. I think you should book your profit because I think Edelweiss has topped out now, so it's better to get out of it. So we have Raghava. He says he's bought escorts at 1857. Should he hold or exit? Let's see. You should definitely continue to hold escorts, reason being that the momentum is pretty solid. I'll just wait for the chart to load. Okay, looks like my internet is a little sketchy. There you go. Alright, so yeah, so escorts, I can see that this trend line here, if you're also able to see, let me thicken it, has been breached very recently. So my target on escort would be up to the next trend line, which is 2137. So that's why you should maintain your target. And for the trailing stop loss, Raghava, please maintain a trailing stop loss of 2034 on your active position. So I have a suggestion from Sharak. He's saying that he wants me to bring the short form videos live. Honestly, I would love to do that, but the problem is that I don't have a video editor. So if you're a video editor, if you know a good video editor who can help me convert my long form videos to short form videos, please do connect with me at kavita@exp-invest.in or my LinkedIn or Instagram, anywhere. Okay, so we have Mr. Subramaniam. He's asking about Stovecraft for fresh buy. Alright, so Stovecraft has given a wonderful rally, and I know of another very good analyst who's been pretty bullish on Stovecraft right around the bottom. So I think Stovecraft for a long-term perspective is a wonderful buy even right now, though it has given some sort like solid rally in the last 4 days. But if you just see the volume on the stock is just mind-blowing. So this kind of volume is very encouraging. So if you're someone who's interested in buying the stock for the long term, I would say absolutely go ahead and don't give it a second thought. So for the long term, I think Stovecraft can give us a rally up to 612 to begin with. But at the same time, I have taken a brief look at the fundamentals and the market type. It's in a very good position. So I think the rally can extend all the way to the previous high of around 1000 plus. So Stovecraft is a wonderful stock to participate in. And of course, you have to use stop loss. So I would say the base of the current rally should be a solid stop loss for you at 372. Now naturally the stop loss is quite big, but then if you see the target is also multifold, so 20% stop loss is not that big considering. Okay, we have Mr. Rohan. He's asking for Kolpal. Alright, let's take a look at the chart of Kolpal now. So this is the daily time frame, and I think Kolpal is taking strong resistance at this time frame as it's not gone above. So if Kolpal goes above 1600, that's great. If it doesn't, then that's not so great, because that would mean that the stock is going to go into correction. The thing is, on the 75-minute chart, there is a very clear RSI negative divergence, which is not very good news. The same sentiment is being reflected on the 15-minute chart as well. If you attended my live session where I discussed the index chart of FMCG, you might remember that I was warning against making long-term positions in FMCG sector. So let me just quickly take a look at the CNX FMCG chart and see whether the resistance has been reached or breached. Yeah, so on the FMCG index chart also you can see that FMCG is a very good one side rally, but the thing is that it also has a strong tendency for mean reversion. So if I move back, you can see that every time it goes way above the 500 EMA on the daily time frame, it comes back to test it. And right now if you see, it is at the furthest point. Plus if you can see the Bollinger Bands, which is very light, you will see that there is a squeezing happening, which means there might be a blowout move here. Now the blowout move is not necessarily always on the upside, it can also be on the downside. So despite of the fact that the momentum in the FMCG is very strong, I believe the FMCG sector is showing some early indication of topping out. Right, so that is the reason why I don't think that Kolpal has a lot of upside immediately left. So if it gives you a sustained move above the level of 1600, you're in luck. Otherwise, I will strongly recommend you to please use a trailing stop loss in Kolpal, which should not, the trailing stop loss should not be higher than 1560 for you. Rohan, I hope you found that useful. If you did, please do indicate that in the comment, as well as give a thumbs up to this stream. It really helps me out. We have Piyusha, and Piyusha is asking about ICICI Bank. So I'll give you a bit of an envelope advice about all banks, because I'm sure there must be more participants, more audience, or more members in the audience who have active position in banks or are considering making active positions in banks, looking at the rally which has happened in the last 1 month. See, banking stocks have already rallied. Looking at this chart of ICICI Bank, you can see it's very evident. Another aspect is that on the daily and intraday time frame, some negative divergences have started propping up. So I believe that the banking sector is close to exhaustion. And if you can also notice here, the first instance of lower low, lower high has been already forged. We are yet to see a lower high, a lower low. So please book your profits, or at least use a trailing stop loss in all banking stocks, because the downside might not be very pretty. So in ICICI Bank, Priyusha, please use a trailing stop loss of 910. It's a very clear indication that some correction. Just hold on, I think my internet got disconnected. All right, I think I'm back online. Sweet. So I was talking about Whirlpool. So yeah, considering the broad market, I believe that the RSI, the price, they might both come back down to touch this buying zone which I've marked. Basically, the zone of 1250 to 1275. So when you find the stock there, go ahead and create a position. Until that happens, just be a little bit more patient. So we have Diana, who's also part of my Telegram channel. She's asking about Lemon Tree. So Lemon Tree is one of the stocks which I analyzed for a member few days back, and then it gave a fantastic rally out of the zone. So she wants to know whether she should book her profits or continue to hold. So Diana, I think you should continue to hold, or you should continue to hold with a trailing stop loss somewhere at 88.7, and you should hold Lemon Tree for a target of at least 98.99. So I think so this is what I had suggested to my members, that 104 would be the target. So yeah, I believe that 104 can be witnessed in Lemon Tree sometime soon. So please continue to hold your position. Alright, so members, I'm going to continue responding to your queries. Let's see what we have next. We have Neeraj. He's asking about Federal Bank. Oh, my internet. Okay. Alright, so we have Federal Bank chart. Again, same thing for Federal Bank. You can see very evidently it's so close to the resistance, right? So it's not really worth risking your money for a fresh entry. If you have existing position, maintain a target of 141, and you'll also need a trailing stop loss. So 137 is a very good trailing stop loss level. Please maintain that. Subramaniam ji is asking about Excite. He bought at 155. Let's see. So, all right. So Excite did a tricky thing here where any active stop losses would have been triggered. If you can see this awful opening that it gave yesterday. I mean, things like this happen in the market does not mean we stop using stop losses, right? So Subramaniam ji, I will strongly recommend you to use a trailing stop loss of 191, because Excite has given a strong breakout above a resistance trend line, and if you can see here, the last 3 times it's been playing this game where it gives a breakout but then falls. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna clone this trend line and I'm going to mark this new resistance zone, which is becoming very evident. So in Excite, your near-term target is basically the level of 199. So if you see that level, I suggest you book your profit for the time being while you maintain a trailing stop loss of 191. Okay. So we have Deepak Kumar, and his opinion is that Edelweiss is showing up momentum of 5 to 10 in coming 10-25 days, but Deepak thinks that there's high volume with live delivery, show the shareholders are consolidating price. Okay, Deepak, I'm sorry, it's too technical for me. We have Harsh, she's asking about Babag. Let's see. All right. So Babag is has actually reached a resistance zone on my chart, and it's very important to see whether or not it manages to give a breakout with high volumes above 420. If it does, great. I doubt it because I can see there is loss of momentum happening and evident in the RSI indicator. So if you have existing position, please maintain a trailing stop loss of 390, 379. And if the resistance is breached, that is if the stock manages to go above 420 without triggering your stop loss, then get back in touch with me and I will help you with the new trailing stop loss. You can join my Telegram channel for that purpose. The link has already been shared in the chat. Raghava has SBIN at 508. What should be the trailing stop loss? So, oh my god, internet is really slow. Sorry about the lag, guys. See, so SBIN is showing good rally, but the problem is there's rallies happening against declining volumes, which is not very good. So additionally, the 15-minute chart is showing negative divergence. So I will suggest that you please exit your position and book profits in SBIN immediately. Kanakraji, thank you so much for your kindness. It is your encouragement that is the reason why I'll prefer to come online 3 times a week. We have Mr. Mukherjee. He's asking about Union Bank fresh entry. Same thing, no fresh entry is recommended in banks. Too much rally has already happened. Strong RSI negative divergence. So I would suggest that you book your profits and get out. We have Nihal Lakhani. He's asking about Jubal Food. Okay, very good rally witnessed so far. Strong volumes, huge RSI positive divergence on daily. Okay, so and 75-minute and 15-minute is showing positive. Very good. Jubilant Food is looking very, very strong. So I think if you want to make a position for like the next say 3-4 months, you can definitely do that with a 16-17% target from current market price. There's only one problem, that is it's not the right time to enter right now. So please wait for the stock to come down a little bit, maybe break like 1 or 2%, right, and then you make your entry. So let me just put this channel and set an alert on it. So whenever the stock comes back to like retest say the 20 EMA on the 15-minute chart, that would be a good entry price for you. Mahevji is asking about Garwara Technicals. Or is it Garware? I guess it's Garware Technicals. So is this a stock that you're looking for, Mr. Mahesh? The Garware High Tech Films Limited? Or is it the Technical Fibers Limited? I believe it's the Technical Fibers Limited, since you've said Garware Technicals. I don't suggest participation in this stock. The volumes are really, really thin, but okay. Let me reassess that. So the stock has moved up from a recent low and has shown positive divergence. So if you want to make a position, I would not suggest you to invest more than 1% of your total trading corpus in this. So you'll need to maintain a stop loss of around 6% on this, and you can participate for a target of 25%. And considering the nature of the stock and considering the way it has moved in the past, I believe this target should be achievable in 6 to 7 months for you. But you have to be very careful about the allocation which you do in this, Mahesh ji, because it's either a small cap or a penny stock, so you need to be careful. Now NMDC is showing very strong momentum on weekly time frame, and at the same time it's taken strong. Oh my god, NMDC is looking very positive. So go ahead and make a position right away. Use a stop loss for sure. 5% stop loss is good enough, and you can hold it for a target of 150. NMDC is looking very positive. Okay, for a 33% rally in the next, say, 5-6 months with a stop loss of just 5%, it's looking great. So go forward and take a position in NMDC. Yash, thank you so much for mentioning the name of the stock. I'm sure the other members of the audience will also benefit from that. We have Ankita Ghosh, and she's asking about SBI Life. Okay, so SBI Life has given very strong movement today from what I can see. In fact, it opened exactly at the low and is moving higher and higher, which is great. So on the weekly time frame, some negativity was there, but it has given a correction already. Daily time frame has shown positive divergence and is turning up. It's moved above the 500 EMA, which is good. So in SBI Life, see, there is strong indication today, but it's not like the momentum is unstoppable. So if you want to make an entry, please be patient and wait for somewhere around 1150 to enter, and maintain a stop loss of 1130 for a target at, see, it looks like it'll be kind of difficult for the stock to go above 1200. So for a target of 1200 or 1205 with a stop loss of, like I said, around 1100, stop loss of around 1130, you can make an entry around